Welcome back, crew, to Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature down at Haulover Inlet in Miami, Florida. Today's going to be an interesting one. We got an 18-mile-an-hour wind and outgoing tide, probably 4-foot seas, gonna give our cap some issues, but we're gonna start this one off quick right here, round one, with this Invincible coming out of Haulover. They're coming out a little bit slow. I like to see them get behind the throttle, and they wind up stuffing it right there. This crew, they were just going too slow, and the Invincible winds up burying the bow into the wave, getting the free Haulover deckerants. This is really a rough start for the boats, as this is one of the most formidable boats we'll see come through the inlet. This boat right here really just wants the throttles opened up a little bit, let this boat eat these big waves, but when you're going slow like this, it starts having to battle just coming over the top of them and nosediving like we just saw. Unfortunately for this crew, even though they probably could have easily took a win here, they're gonna wind up taking a loss for the boats here in the first round. And that's going to bring us to the second round of our competition. Haulover is up 1-0 early, and here in the second round, the boats are going to toss a cobia in the ring to try and see if they can get on the board. And here we go, round two, Cap's on her way out. And she's kind of taking that slow roll approach. Sometimes this can work, especially when you're in a little bit of a smaller boat like this, because you can just kind of slow roll your way out, pick your way through the waves, and find your path. And it looks like that's what Cap's going to try and do here, and let's see if that plan winds up paying off. They do make it out just past the jetty, but we're starting to roll out into some of the heavier rollers out here, and let's see how they fare as they work their way out. Again, no interest by this captain in getting on the throttles, just kind of slow roll, methodically working their way out, and they're going to find a way out without any issue and take a win for the boats in the second round. And that's going to take us on to the third round of our competition, and we are now tied at 1 apiece. And here in the third round, the boats are going to toss a Hydra Sports in the ring to see how we fare. And here we go, round 3. It does have a pretty heavy following sea, can be some tricky conditions for a captain. He's really going to watch the way he performs on this one. Got the boat barely up on plane, trying to keep the bow a little high. Probably could use a little more trim on the back end to try and get that bow just a little higher, but here we go, they still look pretty good. They're starting to enter the mouth of the inlet, but let's see if they can finish this one off and wind up taking a win for the boats, and it looks like they might have it. This crew looks pretty solid. They found the right pace for their boat as they're working their way in. Again, this is a lot more tricky than it looks. It's a pretty rough day, and following seas when you're entering an inlet can be one of the most tricky things you'll face. And Captain looks like he got it figured out. Oh no! No! I thought he had it figured out, and right at the end, Cap winds up stuffing the boat just as he enters Haulover, and unfortunately for Captain, after that incredible performance up to that point, he winds up taking a loss for the boats here in the third round. And that's going to give Haulover the 2-1 edge as we move into the fourth round of our contest. And here in the fourth round, the boats are going to toss a Midnight Express in the ring. Let's see if they can get this one tied back up. So the Midnight's starting to work its way out of Haulover. Cap's laying into the throttles a little bit. He's got the boat just up on plane, which is a pretty good running attitude as he exits the inlet. And then he goes ahead and pulls the pro move and sneaks right around the north jetty, heads right out, and this crew is easily going to take a win for the boats here in the fourth round. And that's going to bring us back to a 2-2 tie as we move into the fifth and final round of our contest. Who will take a win in this episode? Will it be the boats or Haulover? We're about to find out, but the boats are about to pull a tricky move here as they're going to pull a Lazarus yacht out to try and finish this one off. And this one almost doesn't seem fair. I mean, it is rough down here at Haulover. You can see the white caps in the background, but when you toss a yacht this size into the ring, man, Haulover might not stand a chance. One thing that I find interesting about this vessel as I see it coming in is the double anchors up front instead of one big large anchor. Kind of an interesting setup, but as we can tell as they approach the mouth of the inlet, this boat is going to basically take this like it's nothing. Haulover, no matter what it's throwing today, it is not going to be enough to throw down a performance yacht like this, as this vessel is easily just going to roll its way right into Haulover and wind up taking a win for the boats, which means the boats are going to take a win in this episode. Thanks for watching, crew. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlet. My channel, Broncos Guru, we do some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that focuses on all the hilarity that happens at the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.